All right, a very good day to you folks here on Speed Gaming 4. Welcome to our Metroid Prime Randomizer weekly community race. We got a good one for you today, folks. Even settings with Op82 and Mighty Caesar 37 showing their skills. I'm Captain MD, and today I'm joined by Quizball. How you doing today?
Hello, doing well. Hoping for a good seat here on this randomized elevator setting.
Yes. So would you elaborate to our audience at home what other shenanigans our runners will encounter today in the even weekly settings?
Yeah, so in addition to the elevator start and end locations being randomized, the runners are actually going to start in a completely random room. And I believe it does have to be one of the elevator rooms, but we'll also get between 1 and 3 random additional starting items beyond the charge beam, which is always enabled regardless of whether the elevators are randomized or not. So this allows for some pretty interesting starts. Sometimes a lot of these elevator shafts are locked by a particular beam door. So if we see maybe they give us ice beam right at the start, we get the chance to do some extra exploration.
Indeed. Now, what are you looking? We're actually about to get kicked off here in a second, but what are you looking to see in this race today in particular?
Well, I'm hoping to see some interesting starts there because especially like with if you have an ice beam or something, we could get something besides just the first elevator we come across going straight to main plaza.
All right, so we start with plasma beam and bombs.
That's interesting.
And so Root Cave leads to main. What is this? Main Plaza? No, this is. Yeah, this is main Plaza. Okay.
Yeah, so unfortunately we got the main plaza again here, so it's a lot of standard items.
I think
I
that was a missile.
Yeah, they look like missiles. You kind of get the orange glowy effect on those.
That is a suit in Vault Ledge, though. We get immediate Spider Ball in Transport Tunnel B here. Plasma.
Yep.
Starting with. Sorry, you first.
No. There's just that spider ball is not going to do too much for progression here. So Op's going to immediately go right back to main plaza.
Yeah, although having Plasma Beam early makes me suspect Arbor Chamber, because the only three things we're looking for that are Space Jump, Grapple Beam, and X-Ray.
Yeah, and runners at this level won't need the X-ray visor at all to get up there.
Absolutely. And with bombs already in tow, trying to do the Arbor Chamber out of bounds will be a bit more of a cakewalk as well. Was that Space Jump on Grapple Ledge? I couldn't see.
Neither could I. It just kind of passed me by. But if the runners did see it, we'll definitely be seeing them go back for that as soon as they find grapple beam.
Now, what's actually funny is they have bombs in an Ops case Spider Ball, but no Morph Ball.
Yeah, and that's a bit unfortunate. You see, we just got a missile there in the Hive Mecha, and if we had Morph Ball, we could go all the way around and get to that Vault Ledge, but we're going to have to leave that behind.
So I assume the play now is to basically go back to Artifact Temple with the missile? Or actually, no, there's a couple things we can do here.
Yeah, if there's nothing else progressive hanging out here in Chozo, that probably is going to be the play.
Now, refresh my memory. Is point of no return visible only on in the even settings, or is it still point of no returns off?
I believe if you can see it, you're allowed to go and check it.
And that was something unique in Ruin Nursery. I couldn't see what it was.
It was yellow. I think it might have been Grapple Beam.
Arbor Chamber looking mighty suspicious. Also, Scarabs are the worst enemy in Metroid Prime.
Yeah, one of the ways that you can mitigate the amount of damage they do is to Morph Ball, but obviously that's not an option right now.
Nope. Looks like Mighty Caesar is going to go check Ruin Shrine anyway.
Yep, grabbing a bunch of those little 10 energy units from the Scarabs along the way, make sure he doesn't run out of health.
And what is that? That is Wave Beam.
And Mighty Caesar's going to go for it, yeah.
And succeeds. Very well done.
Now the escape out of here is much more trickier.
Yeah, is going to have to scan dash out, because even though the Morph Ball Tunnel Invisible Wall is gone, nicely done. But yeah, picking up the item does remove the invisible wall over the Morph Ball slot, but we kind of still don't have Morph Ball to take advantage of that. Op is electing to return to Talon Overworld without Wave Beam. Plasma early is very nice from a combat perspective.
Yeah, of the 4 beams, it's probably the most powerful one to use. Ice Beam's probably around the same level, but you can fire the Plasma Beam a whole lot faster.
Yeah, and Charge Plasma, if I'm not mistaken, does 100 damage compared to Charge Power, which does 50.
Yep, I think those numbers are correct.
Not familiar too much with Wave and Ice, though. Alright, Mighty Caesar picking up Spider Ball, and our runners are actually kind of meeting up a little bit here, holding hands for a bit. The only difference between them is a Wave Beam.
Yeah, and there's no Wave Beam doors between here and the Artifact Temple, so it's not going to slow Op down at all.
Nah. Honestly, early Talon really Wave Beam doesn't do any favors whatsoever. Really, the big difference maker would be Ice Beam. Just because of Frigate Crash Site, Overgrown Cavern, the 10 million ways to climb that room. Alright, we're going to see where the main plaza elevator takes us, and it takes us to Phazon Processing Center.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to be needing Ice Beam if we want to start taking that elevator.
Can't get the item under the ship yet, unfortunately, but it looks like Mighty Caesar is going to do SJF to get Alcove, following suit.
Well, looks like he accidentally took a ship save.
And we are given a power bomb for our trouble here. Not a bad item to find. So we have a power bomb, we have Spider Ball, and we have bombs, but we still don't have a Morph Ball.
Yeah, at this rate, are we going to find Boost Ball before we even find the Morph Ball?
That'd be hilarious if it's Boost Ball and Artifact Temple. Although, aren't we basically out of checks at this point?
We're getting pretty low.
Now, if this is Ice Beam, I could not see what that was under the ship. If this is Ice Beam, what do you think could be in PPC? Although, do you need a visor to climb PPC normally? In this logic?
I don't think you do. You would need it to get. There's an item in PPC, and I think you need that to get back from there. But also, without space jump, this is going to be really tough to figure out exactly where the game's trying to tell us to go.
Yeah, and we also have Spider Ball already too.
Yeah, so escaping out of there wouldn't be too big of a deal.
Indeed, but in the Artifact Temple is, in fact, our Morph Ball.
All right, and we're going to get our hints.
See if Mighty Caesar chooses to read him now or later. Looks like...
Oh, he faked us out there.
Here we are. Research Lab Aether, Gravity Chamber, Fiery Shores, Ice Ruins East, Elite Research, and Frost Cave.
Okay, it could have been worse, right? There's some interesting ones in there. So that Gravity Chamber one, as long as it's not the one where the gravity suit is, once we pick up the grapple beam, that's completely in logic.
Alright, so I've got Research Lab Aether, Gravity Chamber, Frost Cave, Elite Research. I'm blanking on the other two.
Fiery Shores.
Fiery Shores is the other one. Ooh, Various suit under the ship. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, especially in this random elevators settings, Various suit's very useful because Magmor has no less than 5 elevators connecting the world together.
Indeed. Alright, so I got Research Lab Aether, Gravity Chamber, Frost Cave, Elite Research, Fiery Shores. One's eluding me right now.
Did you get Elite Research?
Yeah, Ice Ruins East. Thank you, Gollop.
Oh, I wrote IRE on my paper.
All right, both runners with various suit, and Ice Beam was in Frigate Crash Site. All beams before anything.
Wow.
All beams before 10 minutes. How often do you get to say that in a seed? That's actually a pretty big deal because doors are no longer an issue.
Yeah, the only issue with that is now doors are no longer an issue, so things can really be anywhere.
Unfortunately, yes. And we do know there is another suit in Main Plaza. Pretty sure Op is definitely going to want to get that Ice Beam. Is doing the underwater slope jump. Takes a... Ooh, almost got it there.
Yeah, and doing this without space jump adds one more level of difficulty here. Me personally, I can only do this if I have space jump. Very nice.
But yeah, with no space jump, it looks like it's back to Chozo for now. Wave Beam is now in logic courtesy of Morph Ball. Now, again, you're going to have to help refresh my memory on this one. Is Frigate Crash Site in logic without grapple, space, or gravity?
The site itself, I think you need one of those. I mean, it's trivial logic, and so I think you can get the item in there if you have space jump. But I think space jump less. I think that puts it in a higher tier.
Yeah, chat's saying it's non-logic, so yeah, we still technically don't have logical Ice Beam yet, so it makes me wonder where, once we get Space Jump, assuming it is Gravity and Vault Ledge, then no big deal, but if it's Phazon Suit and Vault Ledge, that begs the question, where's Gravity?
Let's see if Mighty Caesar elects to go back and check the bomb slot here. It looks like we are.
Actually, with everything in tow, well, unfortunately, we need Space Jump for Tower of Light, but we could go in there. It's still out of logic without boost.
Oh, just some missiles in here. Yeah, and I'm not familiar with any strats to actually climb that particular room without boost ball or space jump.
Oh yeah, that's right, we don't have space. Yeah, can you tell I'm not used to us not having space jump this late? Considering we already have all beams and pretty much all ball upgrades minus boost.
Yeah, this has definitely been a weird one.
Yeah, it's a great start, because you have, granted plenty of options can be a detriment, but plenty of versatility is still also really good too.
Okay, picking up that wave beam.
Yeah, with Morph Ball this time, doesn't have to worry too much about accidentally triggering the fight or getting out. With our current equipment, actually, we can go to Vault, can't we? Yeah, so actually we can go ahead and get that suit.
Yeah, that's what I suspect they're doing here. Might as well clean up these extra checks along the way. Ooh, our first E-tank.
Bit overdue, that is. Still curious to know what's on Grapple Ledge and Ruined Nurse, and our runners haven't returned to Ruined Nursery, I've noticed.
Yeah, that was where we kind of suspected we may have seen the grapple beam, is that correct?
I think so.
So either we misviewed that, or they just don't feel like going for it right now.
Yeah, because Op just passed by it again as well, and they have bombs, and they both have bombs and Morph Balls, so...
Well, and the other thing is, runners at this level generally don't need grapple beam for anything.
That is absolutely true, and if anything, it's more of a logical clue than anything.
Now, the exception might come if we figure out that space jump boots are grapple locked in some manner.
Like on Grapple Ledge. Oh,
exactly.
Vault leads to Thardus.
So we might be seeing the rock monster here.
Op gracing us with the Beetle Blast music.
Yeah, a nice little quirk of the game is if you trigger that fight and then don't end it, your music's going to continue all the way until there's a music change. So it should go away once we get to the elevator room because the elevator has its own music.
Indeed. Looks like Vault had just a missile itself, and we're going to see what suit is chilling here on Vault Ledge. And it is Phazon.
Ooh.
No looking for Phazon today. This has the makings of a jet seed right now. We're looking really good. All beams and Phazon. This is, what is this, a 2.4 seed? That looked like a... Was that a beam combo or space jump?
Yeah, that almost looked like Space Jump to me, so I'm very curious to see if we get a better view on Op's side when he goes by.
Oh, chat's saying it was space jump.
Oh,
Oh, so
that
that's
is...
technically Flogger locked.
Not technically,
That's
going to
hard
be...
Flagger locked.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no way you can get to the spider track without space jump if you don't want to take the fountain. Oh, wow. Remember when I said this had the makings of a jet seed?
Yeah, you had to go and say something, didn't you?
Instant eat words. This is the stuff we love to see if you're the audience at home. And it looks like Op is getting the runic symbol dropped, heading straight for Flagra. Wasting no time.
Yeah, and this kind of makes sense. I mean, as long as you see, oh yeah, that's a hard requirement, go ahead and go for it. I'm wondering what Mighty Caesar is doing here. I think maybe he's trying to see if maybe he can pull some super missiles out, and if you do Flagra from the backside, you can get a much easier Flagra fight.
That is true, and not only that, supers would put also ghosts in the logic, courtesy of Spiderball. So we could have a triple whammy of Flagra today. Has that ever happened in a weekly seed or a restream seed yet?
Not to my knowledge. I know in past tournaments there have been various gentlemen's agreements to try and remove Flagra as a possible check, just to avoid situations like this. But no such agreements are in place for these seeds. All right, Mighty. Yep.
No, you beat me to it. Go ahead.
No, he's yeah. We're in the watery hall here, trying to see what we can pull out over here.
Yeah, there's 3 items up for grabs here, courtesy of Spiderball. Actually, 4 if you want to include underwater. What did somebody do to that Venusaur? Doesn't the plant look like a Venusaur at first?
Yeah, it's like a Mega Evolution gone wrong.
Or a Dynamax. And in lower Dynamo, we have 5 missiles. Upper Dynamo, we have... an energy tank. Not much to complain at in there. Ooh, Op's gracing us with... first we got Beetle music, and now we got fixed Flagra music.
Yeah, and again, showing off the difficulty here of the Flagra fight. You're trying to get over to those bomb slots, but you don't have the space jump to double jump to where they are, so you rely on these finicky scan dashes.
And a missile tank in the water, so no need to go for that yet. Or at all, rather, I should say.
Yeah, Op electing to do this the intended way.
So unfortunately, nothing of particular note coming out from Mighty Caesar in the Watery Hall neighborhood. He's going to have to follow in Op's footsteps here to Flagra. but looks like is electing to prepare for the double bomb jump, the multi-bomb jump strat.
Yep, didn't clear the venomous weeds down there to scan the runic symbol, so I think that's what we're about to see.
Yeah, this is another one of those tricks that are only possible in GameCube, because in Trilogy they increase the height of the wall a little bit. So you can't do that.
A very nice first try over the wall there.
Nope, Op is out of missiles. Ooh, and I'm pretty sure Flogger was just about to take that sun dish back up. I did not realize that landing caused the ball to jump.
Yeah, just a nice little Easter egg.
Makes sense. I'm melting, oh, what a world. I don't know what... That looked like a unique item.
I thought I saw some orange there, so I thought it was a missile. We'll get a clean view here in just a sec.
We'll see in a second. And of course, the Water Lion King syndrome's back to normal. It is a missile.
Yeah, usually it's when in doubt, it's probably a missile, just based off of odds.
Do you think our runners do ghosts anyway with Spider Ball?
I don't know. Without super missiles, it's going to take, and without X-ray visor, it's going to take an extra amount of time. So, I mean, they could go for it, but we'll see.
Because I'm trying to think about what else we can really do. Because I'm pretty sure that Ice Beam is still out of logic, right? In Frigate Crash Site. So we can't go through PPC. We can't technically fight Thardus without Thermal Visor, right? Oh, there's
Correct.
Zoid. Gala points out there's Zoid.
Yeah, and it is a trivial trick to, well, of course they have Spider Ball to get up to Upper Furnace. So we've got that wave beam, so we can get all the way back to where the vanilla Ice Beam location is, and there's 2 elevators that we can check on.
You know, you say Furnace, and I'm reminded of that seed 2 or 3 weeks ago where it was Space Jump in Upper Furnace.
Well, not just 2 or 3 weeks ago, it was 2 and 3 weeks ago, because it was back-to-back Upper Furnace.
Oh, jeez. I must have missed one of them. But yeah, the ghosts have 200 HP, so they need 4 full charge shots each.
Yeah, and that's why super missiles are so helpful, because it's just 1 super and a charge shot.
Yeah, supers do 180 damage, so they pack a punch.
Alright, we'll see if Mighty Caesar elects to make the same play. He's at the same point now to make that decision.
Alright, so Space Jump Boots are in logic now, so I assume our runners are going to go back for that next. And it does appear Mighty Caesar is preparing for Ghosts, so they're both kind of making the same plays here for the time being. I think there's still 1 Ghost left. Oh, hi fella, how you doing?
Right there in front of his face.
And it is yet another missile.
Wait a
Wait a minute. When did Mighty Caesar pick up super missiles? Okay. Oh, you know what? They might have been in Gathering Hall. We might have totally just missed that. think we were too busy observing Op try and deal with Flagra. Oops. I can see why Mighty Caesar chose... Oh, Watery Hall had supers. Okay.
Okay. So not too far out of the way here. I'm sure Op will pick those up as soon as he gets these space jump boots.
I think so.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the rarely seen intended way to get the item here in the Ruined Fountain.
I'm trying to think. With our artifacts, is Gravity Suit even required? Well, Gravity Chamber maybe, but...
Yeah, and even then, I mean, they're pretty tough slope jumps, but you can get out of Gravity Chamber without the Gravity Suit.
Yeah, because Elite Research can be done without Boost Ball. You just gotta, be a little patient.
Well, more than just a little patient, a whole lot of patient, because basically you got to jam yourself into that boost ball spinner and then bomb yourself out over and over again until the cannon slowly turns all the way around.
Yeah, this is crazy. I think we're basically just going to be hindered by elevators at this point.
Yeah, and I'm sure once we find the first elevator to Magmore, that'll solve all of our worries.
That is true, because we have elevators to mines in Fendrana.
Alright, Op heading to Watery Hall. We'll get to see where we missed those super missiles.
I'm surprised we missed him too, because I would have noticed something like that. Although Op's probably going to be kicking himself just a tiny bit for missing out on those for ghosts. Because, yeah, Mighty Caesar made up a nice minute or so of ground on that. Alright, we're getting a magma pool check for an energy tank. Training chamber access gives us yet another energy tank. Come on, triple whammy. Energy tank in training chamber. Nope, missiles. Alright, so yeah, I think... Yeah, this is super missiles.
Yeah, where the charge beam normally is.
A charge combo at charge beam. Who'd have thought? So the question is, do our runners decide to go to Far Chozo to check the two elevators there, or do they start working elsewhere? Ooh, we're going to get a tree check here. For a thermal visor.
Ooh, okay, that's going to put the Quarantine Cave elevator more attuned to what they want to go for, because that puts Thardus into logic.
Sure does. I can imagine Boost Ball on Thardus.
I guess the other thing they could do is they could do the reverse Pirate Labs, knowing that the Ice Beam is a bit out of logic for them, but they could still do it.
That is true, yeah, because Ice Beam was in Frigate Crash Site, and they only have Space Jump, which... Yeah, I guess they still need Gravity Suit, technically. Alright, Op's gonna be granted Thermal here. Mighty Caesar, meanwhile, is climbing the Tower of Light here. Trying to get some 5 missiles, I assume.
Yeah, there's a reason we usually call this the Tower of Missiles, and we see right there.
Typical day at the office. Is slope jump to tower chamber in logic with space jump? I know gravity suit NSJ takes it out of logic. Never mind, it's just missile chamber anyway.
Yeah, I've never done it without the space jump, so I'm not sure what the logic is for that.
Oh, we're being told by chat it is classified as a trivial trick. Good to know. Well, so we're in an interesting scenario here where I think logically we're in boost ball go mode. Although we're still missing grapple and x-ray, so we still technically don't have access to root cave or arbor chamber.
Yeah, we were saying boost ball go mode because we saw that the hint for the elite research. It's also very possible that the artifact is on the Phazon elite and not have anything to do with that boost ball spinner at the top.
That is absolutely true. It might have just been literally spaghetti through Chozo, get your space jump boots, and then call it a seed. I wonder if our runners are looking for just a couple of more energy tanks as well, just for the sake of final boss safety.
Well, I mean, there's that, but then there's also the, hey, what happens if you're wrong? So what if you get all the way there kind of hoping you're in go mode and then find out you're not? I mean, would you rather have cleared all the stuff along the way or have a whole bunch of random items scattered across Talon to try and see if you, which ones you need to go back for?
Yeah, because this Prime 1 does not have the have the Prime 3 white dot leads to item feature. That was also put into the Prime 2 rando.
All right, Mighty Caesar heading on to our incinerator drone, codenamed Zoid.
I'm choosing to stock up on extra ammo here with the main plaza missiles.
I mean, that kind of makes sense too, because the moment you find Boost Ball, then, I mean, you're not going to stop for anything else, so...
Indeed, and the extra missiles also help since final bosses are on supers are not nice. Alright, behind Zoid we have more missiles. And it looks like Op is going to... where did this go to? This went to Thardis.
Yeah, the quarantine cave.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot we can do in here. We can get transport access. We can transport access north. We can do Thardis. There's a lot we can do here. I think it's just nice that being given that plasma beam, we don't have to go hunting for it.
Yeah, of all the beams to get first, that's generally the best one, because it just unlocks the most.
Yeah, especially late game. It unlocks everything past MQA. Granted, we don't want to see that, but... And missiles on Zoid.
Alright, Alt making his way over to, looks like the Farfandrana checks here.
Yeah, there's a few checks in here. Storage cave, security cave.
I mean, this is where Frost Cave is, isn't it, right? That was one of our...
Yes. Frost Cave is, it's under the water. Did that beetle just poof out of existence?
You know, this is Metroid Prime. It wouldn't surprise me.
But Cannonball won't be a thing until Prime 2. Never mind.
Well, this game was just ahead of its time, I think.
Just a little.
I will say, for a game that's almost 20 years old, I mean, this still looks visually impressive.
Runs buttery smooth, too, for early GameCube. It was a launch title, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, that's the Frost Cave artifact.
This is interesting. You are technically required to have gravity suit to pick up whatever winds up being here, but with a very tricky slope jump off of this little indentation in the stalactite here, I guess, well, stalactite, now it's a stalactite, you can get out of this this situation.
Yeah, we can see Op trying to do it here. And I missed what was in lower furnace just now. And chat says it's a missile. And Op's out.
Very nicely done.
I don't think this can be boost ball in upper furnace, can it? No, it can't. It's missiles.
Yeah, so the intended way to get there would be there's a half pipe that is revealed when you power bomb it away, which is a good thing to know if the space jump is up there.
Oh yeah. Tripped me up when I was doing a trilogy playthrough a couple of years ago. What is that in Crossway? It is...
Looks missile-y to me.
Yeah, Mighty Caesar's not going for it. The only thing I think they'll go after at this point is either boost ball or ice spreader.
Yeah, maybe an energy tank or two, but that's just a runner comfort level, I think.
Yeah, these two are definitely masters of their craft, so they would know what to do if they have to do a low energy tank final boss scenario. And Chad also points out X-Ray would be nice. Visorless Essence sucks.
We do have thermal, so we're 2 out of the 3 ways there for the phases of of Essence.
Chad's saying it might have been Ice Spreader and Crossway. We'll double check that in a minute. Looks like Op's going to head towards Gravity Chamber now.
Op's going to need to be a little careful. He's down to only 35 energy units.
Yikes. Yeah, we're relying on GameCube Prime 1's drop system, so have fun trying to get good health drops.
Yeah, it's like when you want health, you get missiles. When you want missiles, you get health. And when you want power bombs, you get health and missiles.
And the Gravity Chamber artifact is up top. So technically it's only locked by Grapple Beam.
Yep, and it looks like we're going to have to set up for a pretty tough slope jump here to get to it, though.
Indeed. Missiles down below. And missiles in Hall of the Elders.
Ooh, almost. Ooh, and we fell into the water, too.
That'll complicate things.
So remember, it is possible to get out of here, but the slope jumps are not easy.
That looked really good, too. It looked like Op almost had that artifact.
Yeah, it's more than just a slope jump. It's like a combination slope jump and an L jump. So you can see Op's kind of turning to the side as he makes that jump. Very difficult to pull off.
Got up the first ledge and is out.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we kind of missed Mighty Caesar was working on a kind of a 5-bomb jump to skip having to do this cutscene, but decided to give up on it and went ahead and just took the time lost for the cutscene.
Yeah, and also it means that Mighty Caesar will be pestered by ghosts if has to come back for Elder Chamber. Well, to be fair, with super missiles, ghosts aren't nearly as troublesome in the Chozo ruins as being pestered by bees.
Well, I think Mighty Caesar's probably going to go ahead and check that the last piece of Elder Chamber here, because he's got plasma.
It's not a bad idea, honestly. If Boost is Boost or X-Ray or an Elder Chamber, that'd be a pretty big break.
Yeah, but if you're going to check it, you always want to make sure you do it last, because it actually physically moves the statue, so you can't use the statue anymore.
And chat's enlightening me that Prime 1 wasn't exactly a launch title, but like a year after. Still, not too bad. For early GameCube, that's still looks great. And Elder Chamber has even more missiles. I'm pretty sure nothing in this area there was nothing in this area besides Ice Spreader.
Yeah, so hopefully this play actually pans out for Mighty Caesar, at least if not in terms of items, in terms of the elevators it's going to give them access to. If we find our first Magmore elevator back here, it might turn out being worth it.
Yeah, because we don't know where the other four Magmore elevators are, if there is one in here. Of course, if there isn't one in here, then... actually, I think there pretty much has to be a Magmore elevator in here at this point. Because there's only Shorelines, like one in Talon. Oh, there's two in Talon. There's both Great Trees. Yeah, there's two in Talon we're missing. Alright, this one is Great Tree lower? Yeah.
Yeah, whatever one's south. I read south, and that was as far as I got. Op going through Pirate Labs in reverse. Looks like just a missile down there in Research Core.
Great Tree Tower. And this one is to Twin Fires. There we go. We finally got a Magmore elevator.
And that's good, too, because we got an artifact at Fiery Shores, not too far away.
Oh, and yeah, chat's reminding me about the Overgrown Cavern elevator, so it is 3. So yeah. But nevertheless, we found our, we finally found our Magmore elevator.
So the elevators that are still kind of missing in action here, we haven't seen the one that goes to Vendrana Shorelines, and we haven't seen the one that goes to the mining plaza of Phazon Mines, and I think one more Talon elevator. Is that correct?
Yes, we still need the other Great Tree elevator. Yeah, the other Great Tree elevator, Main Quarry, and Vendrana Shorelines. And Frigate Crash Site. So yeah, those are the remaining 4 elevators. So they all have to be here in Magmore. The artifact in Fiery Shores is not under Warrior Shrine. Research Lab Aether Tank not in the tunnel. These artifacts have just been nice and pleasant today. You know the game's just going to throw a curveball at the last second by putting the Elite Research artifact in the mines, right? In the rocks. Oh, Op just found gravity. That's kind of rude.
Yeah, so now you got to ask yourself, is that boost ball hanging out in something like Biohazard Containment or something like that?
Yeah, there's a lot of places boost ball can be, because that puts Ice Beam into logic as well. Power Bomb expansion in Warrior Shrine, and another one below. Extra pair of Power Bombs for Mighty Caesar. So yeah, I don't know if our runners are interpreting... Ob, I think, might be interpreting... thinking himself in go mode right now, just skipping boost ball. I'm interested in seeing what Mighty Caesar is thinking right now.
Well, today is the day of intended strats. We see Opko over here shooting down the tower using the intended peephole over on the south tower.
Yeah, sometimes the intended method just induces a little less stress, to be fair. And the control tower has a missile, but in Triclops pit, we have an energy tank. So Mighty Caesar is definitely looking good on energy tanks at this point.
Now, here's an interesting thing I just kind of came to. So we found Gravity Suit back here, and the Ice Beam was locked by Gravity Suit. Because this portion of the labs is locked by Boost Ball can't actually be in this area.
That is very true. And I'm also wondering if the intended way to get Gravity Suit before Gravity Chamber... Well, actually, no, we don't need Gravity Suit for Gravity Chamber today because it's... Oh, well, there's Boost Ball.
All right, well,
Storage Cavern.
if we weren't sure about where the seed was going before, I think we're now officially looking at a go mode.
I'm pretty sure Mighty Caesar is in go mode at this point.
So he's going to be really interested in figuring out what elevators go where, since all of those missing elevators are somewhere along this pathway here. And he's probably going to head back, well, either one direction or another. It looks like we're going back towards where we came from, and we're going to see about where these elevators go.
Looks like Mighty Caesar's going to check the Transport Tunnel A elevator first. Because right now I think the elevator that would do Mighty Caesar the biggest favor would be probably Shorelines.
Yeah, either that or the main quarry one, because then you could just do a quick dip in and out, grab your artifact, and leave.
Very true. Because, yeah, the Shorelines elevator is in Magmore somewhere, I think. Right, because we have 2 Unknown Talon elevators, 1 Shorelines, and main quarry. So, yeah, that's 4 elevator combos remaining. So, yeah, they all have to be here in Magmore. Oh, the race tank is still in its vanilla location.
Yeah, I won't blame Mighty Caesar for just taking a couple of quick peeks around, see if we can figure out where the X-ray visor ice spreader is. Or I guess we already saw that.
All right, and Monitor Station does in fact lead to main quarry.
So this will provide some good information to us viewers. So we'll see if Op would be better served to go ahead and get down to Magmore and get himself that boost ball, or go ahead and go straight to mines and risk it or not.
So the Shorelines elevator is not going to take us to mid-Magmore now. It's going to take us either to Workstation or Lava Lake. You know, the pirates in main quarry are the friendliest around. They just don't even bother with Samus if she comes out from the side. Although, interestingly, space pirates strangely dislike theft. That's an Echo's joke hint.
Well, looks like Mighty Caesar's not going to aggro these pirates because he's not even going to go and steal that missile pack.
Alright, Op is now in ruined, not fountain, ruined, give me a minute. This is a ruined room.
Yeah, it's the only one that's not in Chosen Ruins. We just go with ruined ruins and we'll just leave it there.
Fair enough. Alright, storage Depot B gives us our X-ray visor. Nice, Mighty Caesar won't have to be dealing with a visorless essence today.
And it's actually going to come in handy here in just a couple of seconds here because he's going to be able to take a peek behind the rocks.
Mighty Caesar even doing spiderless shafts here.
All right, now you're just showing off.
I was about to say, this is completely unnecessary given the circumstances, but even still, if it gets you up there faster, it gets you up there faster. Calvin standing no chance here. Although, I don't see how Mighty Caesar plans on getting... Oh, wait, boost ball. Never mind.
Yeah, with the boost ball, you can just kind of keep boosting, boost, and then it's kind of like a variation on the infinite speed trick, almost.
And the artifact is indeed in the rocks.
All right, so now we know Op really does need to make his way down to Magmore and pick up that boost ball.
Well, one of these elevators will take him down there, so... Alright, Op is interested in whatever was found here in the lighthouse. Mighty Caesar, meanwhile, takes an artifact of spirit on the rocks. And it's another energy tank. I could see Op wanting to grab that real fast.
Yeah, he's only on 3 at this point, so getting up to 4 certainly gives us an extra level of comfort.
Yeah, because Op never got the extra energy tanks that were in Magmor that Caesar picked up. So yeah, there's a lot of energy tanks in Magmor. And Chozo, if I'm not mistaken. There were 2 energy tanks in the magma pool area.
Alright, Mighty Caesar's doing this nice ore processing climb. Nailing the last jump there.
Alright, missiles in Lower Ice Ruins West. Or, no, wait. This is East. West only has 1 item. So the Ice Ruins East artifact is up top in the Spider Ball track, which, to be fair, Spider Ball was free today. So yeah, I would definitely call this Cetus Freus. Besides having to do Flagra for Space Jump, but that's about it.
Yeah, and the fact that it was just visible there, telling us exactly what it was that we needed to do. It's much more tough when something like the Space Jump is hiding on Flagra rather than behind a Flagra lock location like it was there.
Oh yeah, as somebody who values the hint plays in Echo's Randomizer, just having the knowledge just speeds up routing decisions so much more. I think Op's just double-checking the remaining 2 artifacts and realizes that really as soon as he finds Magmor and goes to mines, it's all over. But it looks like Op's going to go to Shorelines, and we're going to find out what this elevator takes us to. It is Lava Lake, which actually puts him on the way to Boost Ball.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot better than, say, Magmor Workstation. If that had been a workstation elevator, you'd be a lot more tempted to see what was behind the other workstation elevator.
Which I think at this point can only be Great Tree Upper.
Yeah, it's the only one not accounted for.
Well, actually, no, both workstation elevators aren't accounted for. So one is Great Tree Upper, the other is Frigate Crash Site.
That's right.
Lava Lake has the main power bomb.
Very nice.
It is pretty nice, but by itself at this point, especially given the double power bomb pack in Fiery Shores, it's not going to do us a whole lot of good.
Well, it's always nice to have options when you're taking on Jack and Jill, the fusion Metroids that always like to grab you as you make your way to Exo.
Indeed, and our runners are actually going to be kind of meeting up here, doing a high 5 here in Lava Lake. Mighty Caesar's going to see this Phendrana elevator and is going to probably just go ahead and waltz right on in and grab the Phendrana artifacts. You know, at this point, I would say... You know, it's really kind of tough to see who's ahead, because Op's about to get Boost Ball. Assuming he does check Storage Cavern here.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to how well Mighty Caesar can clear Phendrana, because, there's 4 artifacts to here, but they're scattered all corners of Phendrana.
Ooh, Op might not be going for Storage Cavern.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, yeah, Op is skipping Storage Cavern. I mean, it's not going to... Actually, if Op wants to go to Elite Research from the top, it's going to be impossible. So, yeah, Op's going to have to do Elite Research the hard way at this point as a result.
Yeah, and odds are that means that Op's going to take on the Phazon Elite first before going up and checking the upper area.
Alright, Mighty Caesar climbing up Ice Ruins East. I wonder if Mighty Caesar's just looking for safety items at this point.
Well, he just didn't know which of the 2 locations in Ice Ruins East had the artifact.
Fair. Op's about to be graced with the double power bombs here in the Warrior Shrine.
But yeah, I doubt he's going to head over to the temple over there. Yeah.
Yeah, both runners are, I mean, boost ball issue notwithstanding, both runners, assuming they don't feel concerned about the Elite Research boost trick, are effectively in go mode. But yeah, this was a very pretty, Flogger aside, this is a very fast seed. Partially just because of the convenient starting items.
Yeah, sometimes these seeds can really turn into a Phazon/Plasma Hunt. So having one of those two in your starting inventory at the beginning of the seed was a real boon.
Not only that, Phazon being immediately visible in Main Plaza. And
Yeah, he saw late Chozo, and he might be thinking his boost ball could be over here. It's a lot more dense than, say, going all the way over to the storage cave where it is.
Yeah, and the other elevator leads to Great Tree, so that's not going to take Op to Mines anytime soon. It's actually taking Op very far away from Mines. Since the only two... Well, actually, there is a Mines elevator in Chozo, to be fair. The, which Chozo elevator was it? Oh, no, that wasn't Chozo. It was, Talon's entrance takes you to PPC.
Yeah, so you would have to go all the way back to the main plaza and then go over to where, Transport Tunnel B, climb Root Cave, and then go out past the half pipe, and then you get to the PPC.
Yeah. Okay, this is lower Great Tree, so I was right, okay. Looks like Op's going back. Not interested in sticking around in Chozo.
Yeah, alright, so I guess maybe he is still just trying to figure out how all the elevators are interconnected.
Yeah, Op's probably gonna make his way to Workstation now. Check the last two elevators there.
I didn't see. Did he actually go and check the Transport Tunnel A elevator? Does he know that goes to
I actually
Phazon
don't think he
Mines?
did either, so yeah, that once Op checks that'll take him straight to Mines. It's gonna be, again, a hard way Elite Research without Boost Ball, but I don't think Op is too concerned about that at this point. Mighty Caesar's getting a little bit bullied here by pirates.
Yeah, these scan dashes can be a little finicky if you're being shot at.
So, assuming Gravity Suit was required for Ice Beam, I'm just realizing now, because Gravity was in Research Lab Aether, the game was expecting you to come to here from Shorelines. So, it was expecting you to go all the way to, where did Shorelines lead? It expected you to go up from PPC to Main Quarry.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty weird. That's a gnarly loop around, isn't it?
Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. Shorelines leads to Lava Lake. Transport Tunnel A leads to Main Quarry. So you're expected to go to PPC from Landing Site, go to Main Quarry, which would take you to Transport Tunnel A, and then you can go to Shorelines via Lava Lake.
But I thought that you still had to encounter an ice beam door there, so...
Yeah, actually, you're right. Okay, anybody confused? Alright, so the Workstation Powerbomb elevator leads to Frigate Crash Site. Which means Workstation 1 has to lead to Great Tree Upper. Yeah, I'm just confused as to, because of this gravity suit placement.
All right, and we get confirmation over there. Great tree upper. Mighty Caesar going ahead picking up that gravity suit, probably hoping for that extra damage reduction because there's really no reason he needs it for. Well, I guess he knows he's going to Frost Cave and Gravity Chamber, so it's a good addition, right?
Yeah, Mighty Caesar's actually just about wrapping up. Getting back to Talon is going to be a bit of a walk. It's going to be a 2-elevator trip regardless. Looks like Op is electing to go to Upper Tree at the moment. Or no, Frigate Crash Site. Sorry, this is the Frigate Crash Site elevator.
Yeah, that's probably going to be his closest method of getting over to that PPC elevator on the other side of the landing site.
Yeah, because that's Op's last artifact, while Mighty Caesar's last one is coming up here in Frost Cave. So, ooh, this is going to be a very interesting. This is going to be very interesting to see who gets to final bosses first. Yeah, I think we have a race here.
Like honestly, I think it's going to come down to how efficiently can Op make that that cannon spin all the way around without boost.
Pretty much. Yep, Op confirming the Phazon Mines elevator. Random elevators is actually quite a brain-taxing, surprisingly brain-taxing setting to use. Especially what, if I recall 2 weeks ago, that particular weekly, I think essentially closed off one area to one specific elevator to get you in. And the other was locked out by something else. It was actually pretty nasty.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it would be that big of a deal, but you know, there's only something like 14 or so elevators in the game, so that gives you 7 pairs. But when you shuffle them all around, it's quite the task to sort it out.
It's 9 pairs.
All right, I'm trying to forget a few elevators, I guess.
I think Mighty Caesar's just confirming that artifacts 5 and 6 are here.
Yeah, I think like I did early in the seed, I was confusing Frost Cave and Security Cave.
Op's having no problem tossing himself down PPC. It's a bummer we're not going to get to see Central Dynamo today. I like counting the squares in that maze.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to count them when you're not worried about your performance here, because it always seems to be when you're trying to be in a hurry, you get the 53 square maze.
Oh, yes. And when you don't need the item but don't want to crash the room ahead, you have to, you get a 7, you want to leave but don't want the item, but it's a 17 square maze.
Alright, looks like was trying to skip the trigger for this this elite pirate fight. Unfortunately, triggered it, but was able to take care of it very quickly using a quick AI manipulation there.
Yeah, elite pirates, as threatening as they are rock stupid if they can't see you.
Yeah, it's just like before they'll start attacking you, they have to make eye contact with you so they can flex their muscles.
Long story short, if I can't see it, they're not there.
Alright, now it's Mighty Caesar's turn to show off that weird combination slope jump L jump.
Yeah, Up had to burn a little time getting out of the water here. Mighty Caesar hasn't had that problem yet, but he's got it close a couple times now.
Well, he just picked up gravity, so he doesn't even have anything to worry about.
That is true. And it looks like he's got it.
Very nice.
I like, by the way, how this particular bomb slot doesn't lock you in. These bomb slots in ore processing.
Yeah, I thought that was always kind of odd that you just kind of freely kind of bounce around in there. Like those power troopers, like they didn't even notice that anything was wrong until he bumped into him in the backside.
Yeah, it's like, what's that on my back? Oh, it's Samus. Oh no. Can you imagine like a cartoon where Samus does like tap a pirate on the shoulder before blasting it? It's like, hey, how you doing? Shoo!
Dodge this.
All right, Mighty Caesar about to grab the Frost Cave artifact.
Yeah, we didn't talk about this, but in order to get this particular Frost Cave artifact, you're technically required to have a grapple beam, but with a quick scan dash across the way, you can get just into a position where you can missile this stalactite up here.
So yeah, Mighty Caesar's gonna have all the artifacts first, but Op has a faster walk back to Artifact Temple, so actually,
Yeah, but he's got a slower walk to Elite Research because he's going to have to fight these guys and also the Wave Trooper cutscene here in the next room.
yeah. Yeah, I think the lack of boost ball is going to is ultimately gonna hurt Op.
I mean, speaking of lack of boost ball, I mean we're going to have a full Ridley fight on Op's side because of that.
Oh jeez. I didn't even think about that. I'm so used to Meta Ridley going down in 2 minutes.
Yeah, so since Mighty Caesar looks like they are headed their way over to Artifact Temple, we're switching the audio over there.
Well, at least that bot command is working. So yeah, folks, if you do want to get involved a bit more about the randomizer, learn about the community, we do invite you to join the Discord, the Metroid Prime Randomizer Discord. We are also still in the middle of the Metroid Prime 2 Echoes Randomizer 2021 tournament. It is on a break this weekend, just to let runners relax a little bit as we prepare for the top 8, but top 8 should be starting this upcoming week.
Yeah, that Metroid Prime 2 Rando tournament has provided a whole lot of good, interesting matches over the past, what was it, about 5 weeks of Swiss matches, and so now we're getting to the top 8. So check it out. It's going to be real hype to get up there to the end.
Absolutely.
But back to the matter at hand here. Mighty Caesar taking the elevator back over to Chozo Ruins. Going to find the elevator takes us back to the Talon Overworld. Get ready for the ship save.
Yeah, with the developments that have taken place at this point, I would say this is Mighty Caesar's race to lose at this point.
Yeah, Op taking on the Phazon Elite here, hoping that an artifact is about to appear, but we're about to get some disappointment on his side. Oh!
Oh, that's just funny.
Oh, right after we don't need it anymore. Yeah, so now think about this. So you see, that grapple beam would be something that could get us into that crash site, and I don't think I think we did need Ice Beam to get here, so there goes that theory.
I'm trying to think, where was the main quarry elevator? It wasn't Shorelines, it was Transport Tunnel A.
But regardless, as these two runners have proven here throughout their astounding gameplay, that grapple beam is not at all required to get anything in this game.
Nah, I've said this before, but I'll just say it again. Grapple has like its usability is different depending on the Prime game. Because if it's Prime 1, it's a mean beam. In Prime 2, it's actually kind of useful for a couple of cases, and might be needed for screw attack. In Prime 3, it's a disaster because you don't want to do Elysia.
Yeah, it was just like slow progression of the developers. Oh, fine, you keep skipping this grapple beam. We're gonna program it in such a way that you can't physically skip it.
Not this time. Unfortunately, yeah, you're seeing now why you definitely do not want to do this without boost.
Yeah, you see up there just kind of slams himself in there, and occasionally you'll see him kind of turn over a little bit, but a couple of these last attempts, he just kind of gets locked in there. There you go. You see like that little tiny spin that he gets. You have to keep doing that over and over and over again until that thing spins all the way around.
Yeah, we're on the Meta Ridley fight now for Mighty Caesar. For some reason, Flying Phase is weak to Boost Ball.
Yeah, so we were talking earlier about damage. The charged plasma doing, what was it, 100 points of damage. Charged power beam doing 50 points of damage. A single boost ball will do 50,000 points of damage per frame.
Yeah, and Meta Ridley does not have 50,000 HP.
Yeah, were it not for kind of this soft cap at like the last fourth of his health bar, it would immediately destroy him.
Looks like Mighty Caesar is trying to get a boost ball interception there.
Yeah, occasionally you can snipe him on one of these flybys, but it's a lot easier just to kind of just wait until he lands and then just boost right into his chest.
Which, a bit of a delay on the animation, but Mighty Caesar has succeeded in this endeavor. And I think that actually Mighty Caesar's positioning here is intentional. I recall Mighty Caesar mentioning, or somebody mentioning something about this position making it less likely Ridley will charge. Which, yeah, it isn't not working.
Yeah, you always want to see where he opens the mouth immediately and kind of screams directly at you rather than kind of rears up and puts his claw up. That's the one you don't want to see. This one right here.
Yeah. I think in the second half it's still a bit possible, but I think the first half of that phase is less likely. They did update this attack a little bit in Trilogy. Meta Ridley leans his head more back to the center rather than back to the right.
You also see there's a couple of times where he was shooting missiles and Ridley was not flashing red. That's a glitch in the system, so occasionally you get to a point where the missiles just don't do any damage. It's like part of his invulnerability frames.
I'll see you in Prime 3, Meta Ridley. Although if you are playing Corruption Randomizer, you don't want to see Ridley. Because I think, because Prime 3 has Norian set to the post-invasion, so you don't fight Meta Ridley anyway. The only time you'll fight him is if it's Omega Ridley, which you still don't want to see. If you're running.
Alright, on to the Impact Crater. So he's using some nice slope jumps over here to skip the first half of this climb.
Better do it fast, because Jack and Jill are about ready to pester.
Yeah, you can kind of hear them screaming off in the distance. You know they're about ready to grab you, and they always tend to grab you right in the middle of your jump. Oh,
Case in point.
Just like that.
Yeah, Jack broke more than his crown on that fall. That fell.
Yeah, and if these two Fission Metroids weren't bad enough, they infinitely respawn, so you're just highly motivated to get to that room as fast as possible.
Mighty Caesar electing to not take a missile refill, and we'll start this fight. Here we go.
Yeah, with only super missiles and no ice spreader, there probably isn't that much of a need for extra missiles.
True enough.
Yep, phase 1 here. We have a power phase and a wave phase, and already we've taken care of the power phase.
What you're seeing Mighty Caesar do here is manipulate Exo here to only claw swipe, which an easy space jump is enough to dodge that.
Yep, just like that, phase 1 is through. So now we get to add Ice Beam to the mix here. We're going to have 3 phases, one of power, one wave, one ice, in any order.
Looks like power first. And honestly, power is generally one of the ones you want to start with because at least after the charge, assuming you have super missiles in tow, then you can add a snipe in before Exo changes phases on you.
Yeah, and that snipe is also really handy because sometimes it'll skip the next phase if it's a wave, which is one of the least damaging beams. That's a really good skip to make.
He was frozen today.
Yeah, ice without the ice spreader is also a little challenging because that beam just fires so slowly through the air. You really want to have ice spreader because it homes in.
Yeah, Ice Spreader does, I don't know how much damage Ice Spreader does, but I think it's enough to practically skip a phase.
Yeah, if you nail an ice spreader, you end the phase immediately, which also makes it really valuable for skips. So, for example, if Mighty Caesar had ice spreader, he could have hit Exo on the turnaround and completely skipped that wave phase.
Yeah, and every phase has 200 health associated, if I'm not mistaken, so that's a lot of HP. Yeah, Exo's a big damage sponge.
So yeah, now phase 3, we have one of each beam. Again, we started with power. Again, this is random, so we didn't know we were going to start this way.
It's nice going into this fight with 3 suits, even though I think you could have gotten away. I'm wondering if because of where Grapple was, you could have gotten away without Gravity this seed. Not Gravity, Grapple. No, I said they both start with GR.
I think we understand what you meant. Yeah, so yeah, the extra suit just gives us a little extra damage protection. It's actually progressive. So the first suit you pick up is a 20% damage reduction, the second 30, and then the fourth brings you up to 50%. So
it's actually 10, 20, and 50. So the third suit's a really big deal.
Okay, yep, I got my numbers wrong, but regardless, picking up more suits is better damage protection. So pick them up when you can.
Yeah, if Mighty Caesar was still on 2 suits right now, he'd be below half health.
All right, subchamber 4. Everything's made up and the points don't matter here. Exo can just do whatever she wants.
Yeah, you're going to see pretty all over the place action here. We might be seeing some rapid charges.
Yeah, pretty tame there at the beginning. But it's not uncommon for her to do something like switch to plasma, and then by the time you switch to plasma, she switches to wave, and then by the time you switch to wave, she switches back to plasma, and then she charges. It's chaos.
Mighty Caesar not having too much trouble so far. Did manage to get a snipe in before Exo switched to plasma, and then switched right back to wave.
Yeah, exactly, that's what we're talking about. Of course, we also got over on offside. You see here, he's fighting Meta Ridley kind of the slow way without that boost ball, so having to go through all of these flybys.
I do think Exo has 2 more phases, so 400 more HP at this point.
Yep, and we ending up here on a plasma. Plasma is actually a nice phase to have because if you do a charge plasma, you can see there's a little bit of afterburn going on there, and that actually does a little extra damage. Oh, and that does it.
Oh, I guess I was 200 points too high. Never mind. But that's it for Exo for Mighty Caesar, and it is off to the Essence fight. Both visors in tow, plenty of energy about to be given, and, no music.
Yeah, it's almost a shame here that the fastest strat here is to just kind of hit the start button and it just skips the music cue.
Bit unfortunate. Very conveniently, Essence did decide to lunge forward away from... Oh, then just jump back. We definitely want to see... we don't want to see Essence anywhere near the dead body of Exo because if that happens, she'll just switch visors and not lay a pool.
And now we're doing what we call attack canceling here. Mighty Caesar is attacking Essence here to interrupt all of its actions. And each phase of Essence will have a certain number of attacks. And so by skipping all these attacks, we're going to go straight to the next pool. Just like that.
Looks like Mighty Caesar timed the amount of phase-on shots perfectly.
Yeah, done optimally, you can actually do this fight in 3 pools.
Essence is being pretty cooperative here so far.
Alright, it's going to be close.
Mighty Caesar's doing pool cancels now to avoid draining the overall amount of phase-on in the pool, but that is going to do it. That is GG for Mighty Caesar, who will finish this race in first place amongst the restreams, second place overall with an official race time GG time of 1:21:03.
All right, let's get those GGs in chat.
First place of this match goes to Inner Slice, who finishes with a time of 1:16:15. We are joined in the booth by Mighty Caesar. GG to you.
GG.
What do you think? Nice seed?
A extremely jet seed.
Absolutely. Starting with Plasma, getting knowledge of Phazon immediately. I wouldn't complain to that either.
Yeah.
So how did you feel about that space jump placement, though?
Wasn't exactly surprised. I think every time that I've started with access to Chozo with a beam, I've had space jump there. I don't know why, but that just seems to be the case a lot. Oh man, I think it's really frozen.
So, between you and Op, it was actually pretty tight for a while, but Op did not go into Storage Cavern to get Boost Ball.
Yeah. Just thinking about it, I was like, okay. If Boost Ball is in Triclops Pit or Storage Cavern, this is worth it. If not, it's a time loss. And I figured that there was a fairly decent chance it was there because with the location that I had that we had for most of the artifacts, I was like, okay. I believe that I do need Boost Ball for a couple of them, according to the way that logic works under these settings. So there's a fair chance I'll find it sometime soonish. So gave it the shot, and it worked out.
But it was kind of looking like, was there a point when you were kind of mentally prepared to go ahead and try and go to Elite Research without Boost Ball, and if it was up in the upper area, you would just kind of do the glitch to spin it around manually without Boost Ball?
I was thinking about it, but I wanted to avoid it if at all possible because it takes like a minute and a half.
Yeah, Op ultimately did show us that.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. He walked right by Storage Cavern and checked the rest of Magmoor caverns to figure out how the elevator layout before heading down to into mines, and so unfortunately he did have to do it manually.
And I also had some. There were a couple detours that I took that weren't really worth it, like checking the Tower of Light rather, and did I do Flagra? I think I did.
Yeah, you both.
Well, you
both
had
runners
to.
did Flogger.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
you both
I meant
did,
I did the ghost fight though, which took a little bit of time.
You both
Yeah.
did Ghost, but Op did it without super missiles, though. You went to Watery Hall first and got them.
Yeah, I was. I wanted to get the couple of checks that were nearby done first, just in case there was something useful. And yeah, super is incredibly useful for that fight.
Absolutely, and for Exo too.
And because I had Spider Ball, I knew that early wild would be easy, despite the fact that I haven't practiced it in a long time. And then supers just completely put that in logic as well. So I'm like, okay, there's a possibility that could even be boost or something like that.
Oh my. So we're looking at your items, and Flamethrower was in Biohazard Containment.
I don't think we were going to go pick that one up today.
We noticed you decided to skip out on Ice Spreader.
Yeah, it wouldn't have taken all that long, but I felt fairly confident that my execution on Exo would be good enough that it would not save time to pick it up. My execution on Exo was terrible, but
I'll tell you
terrible
from
by my standards. Like,
Yeah, from the commentator's booth, it still looked pretty solid. We were getting several snipes on those charges, and I mean, you were making pretty quick work of the Exo.
Yeah,
and
your
a couple
essence was
of
pretty
times
good,
that, yeah, the essence was decent. First pull, my rhythm was way too fast. Could have gone bad, except that it was just there were just enough for it to lay down the pull directly after I ran out of the previous pull. But then pull 2 is perfect. I think I got about as much damage as is possible off of that. And then pull 3, I almost got messed up because I got stuck on the floor and couldn't walk backwards out of the pool to do the pull cancels.
Ah, okay. Yeah, what were your thoughts on the elevators? Because from our perspective, they looked relatively decent. No areas locked out by one elevator scenarios.
Yeah. They were pretty decent. Especially like for the routing at the end, they were fairly convenient for being able to just clean that up. Because with, 4 of the artifacts being in Phendrana, and then the elevator next to that just bringing you right back to near the elevator to Talon.
Yeah, Phendrana was absolutely loaded with artifacts today.
Yeah,
and nothing else.
Yeah, all the progression was just in Chozo. It was a 2.4 seed.
Yep.
Yeah, we were discussing the logical thoughts behind that gravity suit there. So we weren't entirely sure what you needed in order to grab that ice beam, if it was just space jump or if you needed to grab gravity by logic. But I mean, it was a good point that you and Op both managed to grab that ice beam, so we didn't have to worry about making a dip into Phendrana and then coming back for later.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the requirements for that are either in logic, because I've never had to think about it. Because it's a fairly easy dash.
All right, Op is treating us to some Essence music.
I was going to do that and then forgot.
And Op is making sure that he ends on exactly 0 missiles.
I mean, might as well. They don't do jack in this fight. Essence in prime position for not getting pool skipped here. Sorry, couldn't help it. Had to do that once today.
What, you only made one of those types of puns? I'm disappointed in you, Captain. You're off your game.
Well, to be fair, the seed was so jet, we really didn't have the opportunity.
Yeah, it's like we limit ourselves to
Insanely
1 per
jet.
hour. 1 per hour, and that was the one.
I feel like on this seed, outside of maybe a couple of the side checks that I did, me and Interslice probably routed similarly, and it was largely down to execution.
Yeah, because Interslice only finished about 5 minutes ahead, so it wasn't by a whole lot.
With the time that, to me, I lost in final bosses, as well as that little getting messed up by the Metroids. It brought it down to like maybe 4 minutes of difference. Then counting my detour to Tower of Light by itself probably lost me a minute and a half.
But to be fair, it wasn't a completely out of reason check to do. It was 2 quick items.
Yeah, but the issue was that it wasn't really near where I wanted to go next. I just did it because... Did I even have boost ball at that point?
You did not.
I didn't, but as I had already had the logic of boost ball is probably somewhere nearby.
Well, real quick, let's get the GGs in chat here for Op82, who's just finished.
That will be an official race time GG time of 1:31:05 and will effectively end this race today.
And we are now joined by Op82. GGs.
GG's. Anyone find boost?
Yeah, you're not gonna like this. It was in Storage Cavern.
Right.
That
Just
says it all, doesn't
right.
it? Yeah. Yeah, we watched you walk right by it, and we were all very, very sad.
I was in go mode. I was trying to pick up whatever was along the way, but not too far out of the way.
Yeah, we figured that was the case because let's be honest here, you know, boost ball aside, this was a really jet seed.
Yeah, 20-minute go mode.
Just about, like all beams in 8.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Except for Space Chug behind Flogra, but that's about it.
Yeah, luckily I saw that out the corner of my eye real quick. Just went straight there. Hello?
Yep, sorry. You're gonna love where Flamethrower was.
I don't care. Don't tell me.
It was in Biohazard Containment.
I said, don't tell me.
Sorry.
It's I don't like it. I don't pick it up unless I have to.
Yeah. So, I mean, and what did you think of that grapple beam placement? Because that did give us a pretty good laugh here too. Because we knew that you were about to get disappointed by figuring out that the artifact you were looking for was going to be in the upper part. You were going to have to waste a minute and a half getting that gun to turn all the way around without the boost ball. But I think that was just kind of the cherry on top of the cake there.
Because I didn't get it.
You didn't get it either?
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't bother with. I mean, I don't worry about grapple beam in general, so I wasn't looking for it or anything.
No, I'm at boost.
Oh no, I had boost.
Oh, okay.
It's grapple that I was asking about.
Ah. That was lower elite research. Is that right?
Yeah, it
on
was
the fifth
just
on Elite.
it was just funny to see that thing pop up instead of the artifact, because we know that you were looking for the artifact and that's what you were hoping for, but instead you get the grapple beam.
Well, knowing my luck, I was expecting it to be up top, but I was just hoping boost would be conveniently down there on Phazon Elite. I even thought of checking PPC before my way back, but it was just like the heat of the moment. Like, if it's not boost, I'm wasting time. But then if I find it there when I get back, then it was just so many split-second decisions to make or not make.
Yeah, we got to credit both of you for just, dealing with that no space jump ruined fountain scenario. So maybe you can help us out here. So with gravity being where it was, what was...
Where was it again?
Gravity was in upper research lab Aether. What was the game expecting you to do to get Ice Beam?
Where was that again?
Because it was in Frigate Crash Site.
Crash site.
Because we're trying to figure it out. Because
Yeah, both of you
I
managed to
guess-
get it with a underwater slope jump without space jump, which was very impressive, but we know that wasn't logically required.
I used
guess-
dash, not the slope jump.
I'll use the slope jump. Mighty Caesar use the dash.
Where?
In Frigate Crash Site.
Oh, yeah, I'm bad at the dash. So, slope jump's more consistent, even though it's slower.
I might have an answer for you, Captain. Arrow Razor, one of our non-restream runners, was following the logic explicitly, and you had to go all the way through Chozo to get to Magmore to the Twin Fire as elevator, go through to get to your shoreline through the lava lake, and then go do labs for gravity, and go all the way back to get your ice beam.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So logically, this seed sucks.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, yeah, that's the case a lot of the time.
Yeah. Thank
And
God
a
for
few
these
basic tricks can save you a lot of time.
Yeah, thank God for those. Or else the sea would have been probably an hour longer.
About as bad as yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday that was...
Yeah, for those who didn't catch any racers in yesterday's Echoes Weekly, it was Super Missiles on Amorbus and Secret Missiles on Chica.
Yeah, I could have, I want to blame the seed, but I think my biggest mistake was mistaking Cobalt for an E-Tank. So
Oh my.
that's why I spent all that time I spent like maybe 45 minutes to an hour just looking around for Cobalt. Because I knew Echo was Cobalt locked, and then I would have had to fight Spider Guardian anyway. And I just forfeited and then looked for Cobalt until I asked somebody in my chat and they DM'd it to me. And I was like, wow, my eyes deceive me once again. Anyway, that's Echoes. Prime.
With that said, gentlemen, could you do us a favor? The bot's having a hiccup. Can you both post your Twitches or say something in SG4's Twitch chat so that the folks at home can give you both a follow? Because again, you both put on a phenomenal show for us here tonight, dealing with this, as we've now discovered, logical clunker of a seed for Gravity Suit.
I don't know. You could just type in the search bar or whatever, my name, and it should come up. I don't have it pulled up right now.
Leno and Mighty Caesar have got you covered.
Okay, thanks.
But yes, also shout-outs to Gollop and Lenifus, our wonderful trackers today. They've done a great job pressing the buttons, making sure everybody knows who has what. And Quizbowl, thank you for joining me here in the booth today.
Yep, and thank you to you, Captain ND, for leading these comms. It was a great experience.
Indeed. We will be back next week with our odd weekly settings. So landing site start, normal elevators. We should also be resuming, as mentioned previously, the Echoes Randomizer 2021 tournament this week, so be sure to tune into the Speed Gaming channels. We have a lot of Metroid Prime action coming to you one way or another down the pipe. With that said, thank you all for watching, have a great rest of your night, and we will see you next mission.
See ya.